Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and you are listening to another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I would just call this show Online Marketing Moves. And we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have something very important to talk about today. Today, we are going to talk about marketing one-on-one. We are going to talk about marketing in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes people apparently they do what they got to do apparently when it comes to marketing, when it comes to keeping yourself in the the name of the game these days, ladies and gentlemen. And sorry if I sound so loud, I'm very enthusiastic to be talking to you today. But the name of the game these days is to keep your name hot. You want to be hotter than a firecracker, okay? You want people watching you, you want people talking about you, you want people tweeting about you, you want people going on Instagram. The more that people keep their names on the tip of your tongue, the better off you will be, allegedly. A lot of people go by that. And so yesterday I was working, and then my wife sent me a video, and it was very strange. You could see nothing. You could just hear a bunch of noises, and I just called my wife back, and I said, "What is going on right now?" She said, "Yeah, your boy Shannon Sharpe was caught on Instagram Live, apparently having sexual intercourse with somebody." And I thought, yeah, that sounds kind of crazy. And then, of course, my wife said he claimed he was hacked, but how can you be hacked? And I said, I don't know if you can be hacked on Instagram Live because I've never been on Instagram Live. Maybe you haven't either. But this morning, as I said, how do you get on Instagram Live? It took me about 3 minutes to figure it out. But then, I saw his, little explanation, which drew like 1 million people. And it goes to show you, this is why the news leads with the most negative. People always say, why don't the evening news start off with good news? Because people like mess. People like violence. They like killings. They like murders. They don't like it to happen to them, but like to read about them, like to hear about them. And the reason why I said it is because if you ever go on, they have a show, Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson. They have a show called Nightcap, and Nightcap is a fun-loving show, I'm gonna assume. And so I just looked because this is what I do nowadays. I looked at the numbers and I said, they get a lot of views. They have 1 million people that come watch the show. And last night on a stream alone, they got 1 million views. Why? Because he said he was going to explain himself. Ding, 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 ding. Did Shannon Sharpe pull a Kim Kardashian around here or what? If did he or did he not? That's a great question. Maybe he didn't, but it worked. Whatever he wasn't trying to do, whatever he was trying to do, mission accomplished. Okay, because 1 million people watched the live stream. I wish I can get 1 million people to watch one episode of this show, let alone 1 million people watch it or just watch me live, jibber jabbing on about nothing. And so that is where we're at with people. And so, I clicked on it this morning, and I found it rather hard to get on Instagram Live without, you actually hitting a button, which is, he said he said he didn't do it on purpose, but that's neither here nor there. But the whole thing is when you got lemons, if he didn't do it, if you got lemons, turning them into lemonade. Okay, he was selling shirts. He got night claps. I mean 69. I mean he got the whole thing going. I thought, man, that's good. I got to get man. When you get to market it, he knows his audience, and the more I've been the last few weeks, I've been honing in on my audience, figuring out who do I want my audience to really be, because after a while you got to start studying, you got to start reading the market, knowing who's the market. And Shannon Sharpe knows his market. He knows they like the mess. Okay, they love the mess, and he gave us something yesterday to talk about. News cycles come and go. He was hotter than a firecracker yesterday. Sold a lot of t-shirts. Probably gonna get more sponsorships. He even joked around that he wanted a mattress company to sponsor his, give him a free bed. I mean, it's bananas. And so you have to remember. Now, are you gonna get that much traction? Probably not. But ladies and gentlemen, you want to this is marketing tip. Don't be don't be born, okay? If something happens to you and it's a mistake, own up to it, run with it, Uh was it a mistake? I don't think so. I think it was pretty well intentioned, but I mean it worked because a million people, I mean, even I was sitting there eating my dinner and I was like, I was like, I don't want to watch it, but work for work purposes, because this is my life. I want this to be my life, recording, copywriting, all this stuff. So, marketing, you got to you gotta study stuff, So it was one of those things. It's sort of like watching the debates. Did I want to watch the debates? Nah, but you gotta just study people and study the psychology and look at people and see what's going on, in the world, and see what you can do, see what you can make, see what you can come up with, create. The more creative things you come up with, the better off you will be. It's just the way it is. And so it was very suspicious, but I mean, it worked. I mean, sex tapes have been working since Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson. I don't know if you kids are old enough to remember this, but when I was in high school, I believe, at one time Pamela Anderson in the 90s, she was, well, she still is a big star, but you know what I mean. Back when she was wearing makeup and on Baywatch and all that, and Baywatch was a highly syndicated show, and so she was like a big time, I don't know, actress, yeah, actress. And she was on Home Improvement and all that stuff, but she was really, Baywatch. And when she did this movie called Barbed Wire, but then she hooked up with Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. And Tommy Lee was a big time, person, big time drummer, wild party guy. And then so they had a sex, they made a tape, I guess, a private tape, and somebody actually stole it from them. You know what I mean, or tried to borrow or whatever happened. But all I know is they're like, all right, give us $1,000,000. However it worked, but that tape sold a lot of money, and I'm telling you, people talk all this positivity BS, but it is a flat out lie. It, you can be as positive as you want to be in your own time, but a lot of times in your content, people, you go, hey man, let's be positive. Man, they lying. They don't want to hear that. You tell them, I mean, you know, if you give them the mess, man, they'll sign up for it in a heartbeat. It's phony how people are. People are phony. I'm telling you, when the guy, an alleged, all you can hear was audio. Him growling like a maniac or whatever. Allegedly, and the girl moaning and groaning, and people are like, "Ooh, I can't believe this. What's going on here?" And then all these memes and all this kind of stuff. It's just like, man, people love mess, but they won't tell you that. And so, I'll give you another tip while we're shooting the breeze about negativity and marketing. If you ever need an idea for a headline, go negative. It'll work. I wrote the other day about how the NFL dissed Lil Wayne, and it got more YouTube views. I knew it's the title. It's not the because I had the same thumbnail for the podcast. It's the same thumbnail. The only difference is I said the NFL dissed Lil Wayne. That got a lot of views. I said, oh, Trump done got stale. That got a lot of views. Anything positive? No. How to's, negativity, a lot of that stuff will get you ahead of the game. But that's neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen. You want to I guess Shannon Sharpe, he went to the Ray Kroc school of come up with a new idea every 21 days, because now, t-shirts rolled, it's amazing to me how they rolled those t-shirts out that fast, and it wasn't it was on accident and all that. I don't know, people. I don't know. What do you think? And so I say all that to say, ladies and gentlemen, marketing and your marketing prowess. You really want to get ahead of the game. Study your market. Know what they like. Know what they want, and give it to them. Okay. Certain audiences want certain things. This is why Tyler Perry. People try to knock Tyler Perry. I'm gonna take the microphone with me. People try to knock Tyler Perry for his movies, but he don't care. He's made a lot of money because Tyler Perry knows his market. Shannon Sharpe knows his market. Kim Kardashian, she knows her market. Certain people know their market. Donald Trump, he knows his market. You can say what you want about these people, but the one thing they do know, they know their market. They know who they want to talk to. They know who they want to target, and they go from there. If you don't know who you want to talk to, if you are trying to reach everybody on God's green earth, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't gonna work. It's not going to work. There's a billion people in the world, and everybody thinks every especially here in America, every excuse my French, but every asshole in America in the year 2024 they think they are a somebody. Okay, they are special. You see it all the time. You go to restaurants, you go to places, people standing in line. I don't have to wait in line. It's like I live here in Atlanta. They have clubs. Some people they're like, oh, I don't stand in line. That's for common folks. Who are you? Nobody. First off, but it's just the way it is, and so the more I'm gonna stress it. I'm gonna stress this in the next. You always have to stress this because no matter how good you think you are at selling, telling, how charming you think you are, it's like trying to date somebody. If they don't like you, if they don't like you, you can set yourself on fire, a bucko. You can set yourself on fire, dance around, hand them a bouquet of roses, and they still will go, I don't think so. But the person that they like, they do the same thing for them, they will go, oh my God, Ted just did the greatest thing for me. Ted is the most wonderful man that I've ever met in my ever loving life. Okay. And it's the same for you. I see a lot of podcasts now. I've seen a lot of clips lately. I don't know why, but with a lot of women on podcasts giving bad advice to other women, telling women that, oh, if a man gives you $100, if a man gives you $30 to eat, you should send it back or whatever, or you should tell him that's going to be the tip. Guys, I'm going to give you, any man listening to this show right now, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. If you don't know this woman, don't send them no money. If you are not going to maintain a relationship with this woman, don't be sending them money. Don't do anything over the top, knowing you're not going to be with them, because you're just going to mess it up for the next joker. They might actually want to be with them, Too many times nowadays, people will try to, come at other people when about money, And it's like, this young lady wants you to take her out to the most expensive restaurant. She can't afford to go to it, but she expects you to pay for it. Don't do that. Date. Listen, as I told you before about the market. Know your market. Know your dating market, okay? Do you want to date? What kind of woman or what kind of man do you want to date, okay? Do you want to date somebody that works, a job, do you want to date somebody who's a scammer, you want to date, who do you want to date? Who would you like to be with? You want somebody that wants to go to clubs all the time, or would you like to date somebody that likes to stay around the house, or maybe they're happy with going to the Waffle House, things of that nature. I give an example. My wife, she likes to travel. That's fine with me. I really don't. I like to travel with my wife, but if I don't have to do it all the time, I am perfectly fine. I love staying at home. I enjoy spending time at home with my daughter and my wife. So when my wife gets the itch to go somewhere, I'd say I try to go 50%, 25, 50% of the time with her. Other than that, I like to stay home. Whenever she goes somewhere, if I can stay home, great. Come back in a couple of days, I'll miss you. Okay. We, you see, we've worked it out. I know she knows her market. She's in a market of one now. She knows her market. I know my market. My wife likes to go. Fine with me. I don't want to go all the time. So we have worked out this problem. Okay. She likes to go. I do not. We are perfectly fine with each other, not having to be together all the time. It works. Okay. Know your market. Shannon Sharpe knew his market when he came out with this alleged accidental leak of a video, of an audio of a man grunting and groaning. Accidental, maybe, allegedly, but it worked. He has sold a lot of t-shirts. He has gotten more eyeballs to his show, and it's going to grow his brand because there are no bad missteps these days. I listened to an audiobook. I highly recommend it. It was only 50 minutes, but it was of Paul Hartunian, And as you know, as I told you before on this podcast, I am on the email list by the great Ben Settle, and he recommended Paul Hartunian, and I said I'll find some Paul Hartunian stuff. So I looked up an audiobook of his, and he was getting interviewed. It's only 50 minutes. And he was getting interviewed, and he tried to sell the Brooklyn. He sold the Brooklyn Bridge, and he got some media attention about that. And he said he has been riding that wave ever since. And so, you should go to Audible and look up that book. It's a very good book. It's only, like I said, it's only 50 minutes, but it's an informative 50 minutes. He just let you know how the media works, how you can, go to different sites and get interviewed and all this kind of stuff. And I need to do more of that because, ladies and gents, the more attention that you can get on your website, the more attention that you can get to your business, the more you will be able to help out the people that you want to help out, because this is a service that you want to provide. At the end of the day, we are all salesmen. Yes, we are. But, you at the same in order for you to really be successful, you have to give some of yourself up. Magic Johnson, one of the greatest point guards of all time. Magic Johnson. I'm sure in the summertime, win, lose, or draw, when the Lakers lost, I'm pretty sure he might have took a small vacation, but he didn't spend 3 months just hanging around. I'm pretty sure he was in the gym working on his jump shot, working on that baby skyhook. I'm sure he was in the gym. Michael Jordan was back in the gym. Kobe was back in the gym. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Oprah, anybody who is successful has given a piece of themselves to the craft, okay? And so for you, in order for you to really be successful, whether it be, as I told you, we are all, at the end of the day, we are all salesmen. It doesn't matter whether you're selling yourself to a woman, whether you're selling yourself to your kids, to a job, to your friends, to your neighbors. You're selling ideas. You're selling you. You are selling your services. You are selling your business. You are selling all the time. I used to hear people and they would say, "Oh, you can do this without selling." Man, you gotta sell, man. You gotta man up. Grow a pair, get some balls, and start selling. If you really want to make it in the affiliate marketing business, if you want to make it in the coaching business, the copywriting business, any kind of online service, any kind of offline service, anything that you really want to do, you have to learn you have to be a little bit of a salesman, okay? It's okay. I know people try to make it seem like a dirty word. The proverbial car salesman, the used car salesman. Hey, I'm slicking in a can of grease. No. We are all salesmen. We have all tried to sell our ideas to people. We have all tried to sell ourselves to somebody before, and it's just It's just the way it is. It's not a big deal. It's not a bad thing. You get over that fact. We are all salesmen. I just started reading this book, the science advertising scientific, something like that, by Claude Hopkins. It's a very good book. I've read 3 chapters, and my mind's already blown. Okay, and I'm like, I've had that book for a while. Scientific advertising. That's the name of it. And I had the book for a while, and I just started reading it because I really want to hone in on the copywriting. Okay, so I'm not trying to make that not trying to. Gonna make that the full-time job. Out of the truck, away from the truck driving, and the full-time copywriting. Where I sit here every day, copyright, podcast, do all this good stuff. So I really been honing in on my skills and really getting it down pat. So I started reading this book. I'm in chapter 4. It's a really good book. I highly recommend that one as well. And so, we have to just learn, sales. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, go out, don't make any sex tapes, but study your market, know who you're talking to, know who you want, and now go out and seize the day. And we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap up this version of Online Marketing Moves. And after that, ladies and gentlemen, I told you it's going to be season 1, episode 1. We're going to take Online Marketing Moves like it's the first episode. We've been doing it for 3 years, but we need to do a reboot, a major reboot, because we really gotta hone in, and we really know who we want to talk to. We really know our market now, and so we want to go and we want to get there, and we want to bring more people in, get more guests, and we really want to get this thing rocking and rolling. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with the final episode of this version of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. God bless each and every one of you, and as always, everybody, peace.